Hey guys, this is Dan from Fisher Deep Adventures. If you watched our last series on our time on the Kentucky Adventure Trail, one of the videos we got to talking about shocks and how shocks dissipate heat and absorb heat in order to maintain functioning. And after one of our really long series on not so much a technical trail, but a bumpy trail with some gravel sections, we noticed that our shocks were heating up quite a bit. I talked a little bit about reservoir shocks and how I thought that was probably a bit much for what I was interested in doing. So what we did do is we ordered some of the monotube Falcon shocks for the JLU. So if this is something you're interested in, please stick around for the video. We're going to go through what's inside the box and then we'll throw them on the Jeep real quick. I'll take some time to kind of run them on the Jeep for a while and then give some feedback before we end the video. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and let's get right to it. All right, so I went with the Falcon SP2 2.1 monotube shock. All right, currently we have the AEV tuned Bilstein shocks that came on our lift kit, and I'm going to give those to Jacob since we put the AEV springs on his Jeep, because that's what they're made for. So they come very nicely packaged. These shocks have got great reviews. They say they're a little bit stiff, but since we're carrying a lot of weight, I think that we're going to be in good shape. All right, just looking at the two shocks, you can see a pretty significant difference in the size of the shock body, which is hopefully going to get us that better shock performance. Now, this thing has a tuning mode to it, so you can adjust it clockwise for a sport tuning mode or counterclockwise to soften it up, especially if it's colder. The way you want this installed is this towards the frame to give the maximum frame clearance, since this is a bigger shock body. test it out. So I'll rerun it a little bit and I'll let you know what I think of it.
Screaming. She is not happy. So beans. Next. All right, I'm gonna put the tire back on this side, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the passenger side. Hopefully, I won't cut my other elbow.
Been a little while since we installed the shocks on the two Jeeps. and there are some distinctive differences between the two. The shocks, the Falcon shocks that I put on the Rubicon are a little bit stiffer, so the ride is a little bit stiffer. I'm not going to know really, you know, how much difference it is till we get out on the trail. We got a trip planned in a little while, and I think will give us some good feedback on how the shocks kind of operate off-road.
And then for my sake, my shocks that I had on originally were hydraulic shocks, so there was no pressure or force pushing down or up. It was kind of just whenever it moved, that was the pressure holding it back and forth. And now I have monotube shocks, which are pressurized. And I can definitely tell the difference between driving it around and going over speed bumps and coming into the driveway, because we have a little bump. It's definitely noticeable, and I'm very happy with it.
Cool, so that's just a quick street view, and so it just goes to show you, even though you're not off-road, that the shocks that you have can make a difference in your daily driving. And since both of the Jeeps for us are daily drivers, you know, it says a lot that you can definitely feel the difference between having a good quality shock on your vehicle. So like I said, we're getting ready to go up to the mountains in a couple weeks, and we'll be off-road for about 3 days, so we'll be able to give some good feedback on how the shocks do off-road. So this is Dan and Jacob from Fisher Jeep Adventures, and thanks for watching.
Do you want to add in there that we might do a test with the heat?